Hey everyone. Satyavan and Savitri is a timeless tale from the Mahabharata about deep love and unwavering devotion. Savitri, a wise and courageous princess, chooses to marry Satyavan, a noble prince living in exile. Despite knowing he is destined to die within a year, she stands by her choice with strength and faith, setting the stage for an extraordinary journey. Today, let's know about a couple who have greatly influenced Hindu culture, Satyavan and Savitri. Let's start the video. But before that, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like this video. The oldest and probably the most authentic version of the legendary tale of Savitri and Satyavan is found in the Vanaparva of the Mahabharata. It appears as one of the series of tales narrated by Rishi Markandeya. As the story goes, Yudhishthira, the eldest of the Pandava prince, once visited Rishi Markandeya and asked if there had ever been a woman whose devotion to her husband could equal that of Draupadi, the wife of the 5 Pandavas. In response, the sage narrated the tale of Savitri and Satyavan. The king of the Madra kingdom, Ashwapati, remained childless for many years. He and his wife Malavika were pious and God-fearing. Disheartened by the absence of an heir, the king adopted an ascetic lifestyle for several years. He was deeply devoted to the sun god Savitri and prayed to his Ishtadevata, which is a chosen deity, every day offering obeisance and pleading for the boon of a child. Finally, pleased with his unwavering devotion, Lord Savitri appeared before the king and granted him the boon of a beautiful daughter. Overjoyed at the prospect of welcoming a child into their family, the royal couple rejoiced. When the baby girl was born, they named her Savitri in honor of Lord Savitri, who had blessed them with their little angel. Born by the grace of Lord Savitri, Savitri grew up to be well-mannered, gentle, devoted, and deeply pious. As beautiful as she was, her presence left many men in awe, even intimidated. So when she came of age, none dared to approach her or seek her hand in marriage. Fed up with this situation, Savitri's father gave her the freedom to choose her own groom. To do so, she set out on a journey almost like a pilgrimage. During this journey, she came across Satyavan, the son of King Dyumatsena, a blind ruler from the Shalva kingdom. Having lost everything, including his sight, King Dyumatsena was living in exile in the forest with his wife and son. Upon returning to her palace, Savitri found her father in conversation with sage Narada, who declared that although Satyavan was perfect in every way, she had made a poor choice. Narada explained that it was Satyavan's destiny to die exactly 1 year from that day. Alarmed, the king urged Savitri to reconsider and choose another groom. However, Savitri remained steadfast and refused to change her decision. Soon after, Savitri and Satyavan were married and she moved to live with him in the forest. She gave up her grand silk clothing and jewelry, choosing instead the simple attire of a hermit. Embracing the humble life, she showed complete respect and obedience to her parents-in-law and her husband. The year passed quickly and soon only 3 days remained before the prophesied death of Satyavan. Determined to save her husband, Savitri decided to undertake severe fasting and penance, hoping to appease the gods and alter his fate. Her father-in-law advised her that she was being too harsh on herself, but Savitri remained resolute in her decision. Eventually, Dyumatsena relented and gave her his full support. On the morning of Satyavan's foretold death, Savitri requested her father-in-law's permission to accompany her husband into the forest. She was never the type to ask anything of anyone, so Dyumatsena immediately granted her wish. As Satyavan was splitting wood in the forest, he suddenly felt overwhelming weakness and laid his head on Savitri's lap. He then saw the messengers of Yama, the god of death, coming to claim his soul. Realizing his time had come, he accepted his fate. The messengers, however, saw Savitri and awestruck by her divine aura, quietly left without taking her husband's soul. Infuriated that his messengers had failed to bring Satyavan's soul, Yama decided to go himself. As he began to carry Satyavan's soul away, Savitri followed him, refusing to turn back. She then gently persuaded Yama to release his hold on Satyavan's soul. She praised him as the greatest, the just one who always upheld dharma. She hailed him as Dharmaraj, the king of dharma, the one who rules above all. Pleased with her wisdom and demeanor, Yama told her to ask for any boon except the life of Satyavan. Savitri first asked that her father-in-law's eyesight and his lost kingdom be restored. She then requested 100 children for her father and another 100 for herself and Satyavan. While Yama granted her the first 3 boons, he was in a dilemma about the last one. Granting it would mean bringing Satyavan back to life. Impressed by Savitri's purity and unwavering devotion to her husband, he told her to ask for one more boon. This time, he omitted the condition except for the life of Satyavan. Savitri immediately asked that Satyavan's soul be restored to his body and that he be brought back to life. Smiling, Yama granted the boon, restoring Satyavan to life and blessing the couple with a long, happily married life lasting 400 years. After Yama left, Satyavan awoke as if from a long, deep slumber. Surprised to find himself still alive, he asked his wife what had happened while he was asleep. Savitri simply smiled and told him that it was time for them to return home. When they reached their cottage, Dyumatsena had already regained his eyesight. Savitri, who had remained silent until then, narrated everything that had happened in the forest. Upon hearing this, her husband, father-in-law, and all the ascetics present were astounded by her remarkable feat. Savitri is undoubtedly the embodiment of purity, chastity, and virtue. So spiritually strong was she that she managed to bring her husband back from the clutches of Yama, from the very brink of death. Her story is profoundly inspiring and serves as a brilliant beacon of light for all womanhood. This is why she is revered as a goddess known as Savitri Devi among many communities in India. Unfortunately, this has not been the case for many women who lost their loved ones in the heinous attack on April 22, 2025 in Pahalgam. On that fateful day, lives were lost, families torn apart, and many innocent individuals were brutally taken away from us. In the wake of this devastating tragedy, our hearts go out to the victims, especially the women who have lost husbands, sons, and fathers. As we process this immense loss, we remember them in our prayers. We stand in solidarity with the families and await the best judgment and justice for this senseless act of violence. May the souls of the departed travel in peace, and may the survivors find the strength to heal and rebuild their lives. We mourn with you and await justice to be served rightly. Well, that's it for today. I hope you're liking Nerdies Discoveries. If this story sparked your curiosity, subscribe and keep exploring. May wisdom guide your path always. See you in the next. Bye.